All right. Hey, we're here live on YouTube. We're going to record the Inferno Fantasy Football podcast here in a few minutes. A couple minutes, 1 minute actually. We're going to be simulcasting on Station Head as well and recording on Spreaker. So give us a minute. Super producer Matthew right here. And we're going to go live here right. Oh, come on. Okay. Kylie Minogue. Yep. Here we go. All right, so we're live on Station Head as well, live on YouTube, live on Station Head. We're going to record the Inferno Fantasy Football podcast here in a second. If you have any questions, let us know. We're on Twitter, we're at FF_Inferno. Instagram, Inferno Fantasy Football. And FF Inferno, the Facebook page. So we're going to record this as soon as the super producer, Mr. Matthew, is done applauding himself. All right. So welcome on Station Head. Welcome on YouTube. I will go ahead and we're going to leave the music on Station Head, but on Spreaker, we're going to start here right now. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Inferno Fantasy Football podcast with me, your host, Mark, at FF_Inferno on Twitter, Inferno Fantasy Football on Instagram, and the FF Inferno page on Facebook. We're also live on YouTube and live on Station Head with a little music bed there. We're going to talk some fantasy football. I'm going to make a blog post about Dynasty Orphans. And yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll also get my handy dandy podcaster notebook here. We're going to talk about Dynasty Orphans. We're going to talk about the baseball draft I am working on right now, and we're going to talk a little bit of sports betting. Probably very little because we try to keep these podcasts at 10 minutes, and we're already 1 minute down. All right, so let's turn down the music on Spreaker. All right, so welcome again, Inferno Fantasy Football Podcast. Show mostly about fantasy football. Today we're going to talk Dynasty Orphans. Okay, Dynasty. Oh, we turned on the music again. We know we didn't. All right. Sorry about that. Super producer Matt likes to press buttons. Right now, he's actually picking his nose. So if you're watching this on YouTube, this is your nose. Yes, yes. All right, that's enough time wasting. We wasted 2 minutes already. Let's get to Dynasty Orphans. If you don't know what a Dynasty Orphan is, it's a dynasty team. If you don't know what a dynasty team is, it's a fantasy football team that you keep forever. You draft a startup team, and that's your team forever as long as you keep paying for it or as long as you have the league. Usually on paid platforms, you have to pay every year. And there's Matthew chiming in. And yeah, you try to build a competitive team right from the startup. And then you have rookie drafts where you draft rookies and you try to field a competitive team to win a championship every year with that same team that you drafted. I hope you're watching this on YouTube. It's pretty cute. My kid's pretty cute. Yeah, he's a super producer, Matthew. But anyways, Dynasty Orphans. What a Dynasty Orphan is people abandoning their Dynasty teams. I guess they don't like them. They're not winning. Whatever the reason is, and we don't have room to judge because life happens. Life happens, so we can't. Whatever happens financially or health wise, they just can't keep up with their dynasty teams anymore. So they have to. They have to let go of them. And that makes me sad, but whatever. That's more for us who do actually like playing fantasy. I actually, I've got a lot of fantasy experience, or not fantasy experience, but dynasty experience. I've been playing actually, only maybe about 6 years, so relatively. It's 6 years is a long time, but it's bye super producer Matthew. Okay, he just slid down the frame there, but yeah, I've done startups, I've bought orphans, I've sold some fantasy teams, so I've got experience at this. Won a couple of championships, not many. And some teams that I did end up buying are just straight up garbage. So I ended up letting go of those too. So they became orphans as well. I actually just joined Dynasty League this year. It is through the FFPC. It's a best ball superflex, something like that. I have to take a look at it again. I'll put the roster up on my blog, and there's going to be a blog post about this. What I look for in Dynasty Orphans, youth. You want to keep them young. If you're going to keep your team forever, which that's the name of the game. You want some young players that score consistent points. Okay. The second thing I look for is a team with a lot of picks, draft picks every year in dynasty leagues. There's after the startup, of course, you have a rookie draft. You should look for a team with a lot of rookie draft picks because these picks are they're valuable assets. If you actually use them, the players you actually pick might pan out. Maybe. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But a lot of times, especially for the newer dynasty owners, draft picks are pretty sexy. Yeah, it's like a bright, shiny new toy. If you have a lot of picks, then you might be more successful. But for more experienced dynasty players, these dynasty picks are hit and miss. So they're probably the most tradable asset that you have for your dynasty team. So I look for as far as Dynasty Orphans, I look for lots of picks. Sorry. Again, the Inferno Fantasy Football Podcast, recording on Spreaker, live on Station Head, live on YouTube. Talking Dynasty Orphans. We only have a few more minutes left. Looking for just players that you can actually play and start. You want youth, so you want those young players. But a veteran who scores consistently also works because you need players to win. All right. Last one I'm looking for, and this is a tricky one. Okay, it worked for me once. Players coming off of injuries. Okay. We're looking for their health. If they tore an ACL the year prior, or had tore an not ACL, but Achilles or something. I keep an eye out on those if they have those players. A lot of times, those teams they lose, and owners don't like losing. So I look for that. One year I got Le'Veon Bell coming off an injury. One team I bought back in 2017 had Todd Gurley coming off an injury, and also had no Mother Goose Club, please. Sorry. Keenan Allen. That same team had Todd Gurley and Keenan Allen. Suffice it to say, I actually won the championship that year. And this past season, 2018, I didn't win the championship, but I made a nice little playoff run there. Okay. So, yeah. What I look for in Dynasty Orphans, youth, lots of picks, playable players, and sometimes it depends on the talent level and where they're at in their injury or recovery. Players coming off of injuries. Okay. Hold on, buddy. Okay, so we have like 2 minutes left. Just want to go, let's switch right here. Boom. Okay, so yeah, I'm in the middle of a NFBC Cutline draft. I'm in Cutline Championship number 369. I got pick 5. These are 10-team leagues. Let me just tell you, I'm happy with my start. Here's my first 5. I have JD Martinez, Alex Bregman, Aaron Nola, Anthony Rizzo, and Xander Bogaerts. Okay, so very happy with that start. Very happy. My 6th pick is actually Jamison Tellen, so from Pittsburgh. So another starter there. I can get a lot of wins and innings pitched. And yeah. What are you doing, mister? Pressing buttons here. Let's turn this one off. Again, this is the Inferno Fantasy Football Podcast. Recording on Spreaker, live on YouTube, live on Station Head. But yeah. What did you do? Is it frozen? Okay. Anyways. Oh boy. I don't know. Well, I guess we're not recording right now. So welcome to those on YouTube and hello on Stationhead. We're going over my last baseball draft. It's good. But anyways, next I want to talk about betting really quick. Probably not that much. We have March Madness and actually betting baseball coming up soon. And yeah, can't wait. We'll take a look at it. Probably the next podcast will be around March Madness, around the end of spring training for baseball. We'll see what else we can talk about for football. But yeah, so the next time we will be talking about more fantasy football, baseball, fantasy baseball if you want, and betting on March Madness. All right, so that's all we have for today. We're going on 13 minutes on YouTube. Same thing on Station Head, and I'm going to try to not record on just can't win. Anyways, FF underscore at FF Inferno. Let me try this again. At FF underscore Inferno on Twitter. FF underscore Inferno on Instagram, and the FF Inferno page on Facebook. So time to say goodbye on Station Head. Time to say goodbye on YouTube. And if I can get this back up because the super producer Matthew keeps pressing buttons. All right, so goodbye on Station Head. And hey, Matthew, say goodbye on YouTube. Bye.